Hey everybody, Big Mike from Total Solutions. So we're coming back at you today for part two, the installment on our series about buying your tech correctly in 2018 to be efficient and move your business forward. If you haven't seen the first video in the series, we'll put that video up here so you can click on it and take a look at it and follow along with us. Your input's always appreciated. Today we want to move on to the point. So in our last video we talked about our tech being tools, so that our phone is just like a hammer. It's a tool for us to accomplish the jobs and the purposes and things that we need to do. Today we want to move on and talk about why we fail sometimes at that purchasing process. So the first concept here is that technology is ubiquitous, right, between our work and home. And so often, though, at home, it's a matter of fashion and integration status, very much like buying a car. We want the particular phone, a particular case, etc. We want certain technology on the wall, smart TVs, etc., like that. And at work, the decision makers tend to look at it as a necessary evil, a raw cost to the way the business is going to be operated, without any mindset to what the return to the business should be or potentially could be for the technology. So with that loss, what happens is you get a bad user experience and you end up with a bad business return because the decision was made solely on, say, cost. Hey, Joe's job's not that complex. We don't need to spend that much money. I feel that this random dollar amount here is appropriate to fill that need. And the interesting part about that is, why would you not talk to a professional who understands the performance characteristics of various machines and configurations, and then understand a little bit more about the job that you're trying to get accomplished, so we can figure out how to make them most efficient and give you the best return. We'll talk more about that. We'll even go into some of the details about the math around it later on in the series. The second failure that we make when purchasing that equipment is specifying that need in a better way, in a more succinct way. So when you shop for a car today, it's very common for the American buyer to say, hey, I want a station wagon. And then they pick who makes station wagons, they compare the things, they figure out which one they want, they go to the dealer, they negotiate a deal, and they go home with it. If they go home with that wagon and decide that they need hey, I need a pickup truck, they never go back to the dealer and blame the dealer for the fact that they chose the wrong device. Well, in IT, that's completely wrong. If I sell you this laptop, even if the specification given to me was incorrect, I'm going to get blamed for it being inappropriate for the job. So I find that interesting because, like I said already, decision makers tend not to engage with us, get our expertise on what they should buy, and even when they do, they tend to buy only on price point, not on actual need. And that sets them up for failure that they then want to point back in the direction of the IT provider. So it's critical for us to get you to understand that understanding what you're trying to accomplish, the longevity of that accomplishment, meaning like if it's a one-time thing or if you're trying to do it for a number of years, it's continuous, that we can help you make a purchase that's priced appropriately, saving you money where necessary or possible, or that you might need to spend that extra $100 that will give you a return that's exponential in the person's productivity and giving you that flexibility. But by buying our technology not on strictly price point, but understanding the need of the position, the goals of the organization, and what they're trying to accomplish, our free expertise allows us to buy the right device, size correctly, and we get the right hammer to get the job done. And so I think that's a real key concept. I hope that you appreciate what I'm trying to say to you here, to the business owners, decision makers. Love to hear back from you if there's a way that we can improve how we engage with you. We'd love that and appreciate any input you might have. Otherwise, guys, there'll be more in the series, and we'll see you out there.